Do you like the punishing difficulty of Dark Souls? Or maybe you prefer a more relaxed approach like tending to your crops in Stardew Valley? Maybe it's the adrenaline high of zooming around arenas and tearing through demons of hell all while listening to the most metal soundtrack ever conceived. We all have those games that no matter what mood we're in or how bad our day was, we can just jump right in and instantly escape. They just click with us, on a deep personal level that we don't get from any other games, even the ones we consider our favorites of all time. These are our comfort games. I know a game like Dark Souls doesn't sound like the most relaxing evening, but having to relearn all the mechanics of a new game or having to start a new save because you don't remember where you're at in the story can be pretty overwhelming. Sometimes we just want to play a video game, and all of us have that one, maybe few games where we're just so immersed in the moment the controller melts away and all perception of time is lost. Something I always find frustrating is when I have like an hour to myself, so I sit there scrolling through my library and I just can't decide what to play. I feel like I've been conditioned to constantly think of my backlog as this cluttered room or this sink full of dishes that needs constant maintenance, like this is supposed to be fun. But instead, I'm burning the candle on both ends trying to keep up with every damn Steam sale. If you've watched my other videos, I've touched on this before where I almost quit gaming altogether. Replaying a lot of older games from my childhood is ultimately what saved gaming for me, and I think it goes deeper than just nostalgia. Comfort is the pleasant and satisfying feeling of being physically or mentally free from pain and suffering, or something that provides this feeling. I think we can draw a lot of comparisons with comfort to what we formally know as escapism in gaming. And because I'm tired of being called a boomer-pilled millennial in the comment section every time I talk about older games. Listen, I want to play Space Marine 2 so bad, but not $70 bad, at least not now. So yeah, I do love playing new games, and when I roll credits on a game I really enjoyed for the first time, Chrono Trigger being a recent one, I'm usually already thinking of how I'm gonna jump back in. Maybe to do all the side quests, see what different endings there are, or just start from scratch. Sometimes I find that on a second playthrough, I end up gaining a deeper appreciation for it. I'm still replaying a lot of older games that I've beaten 1,000 times and saying to myself, I never knew I could do that. I know some people might see it as a waste of time to go back and play through something you've already completed. I mean, what's the point if you already know what's going to happen? And to be honest, it kind of makes sense when you think of it like that. What is the point? Why would somebody go back and play Breath of the Wild again when they could just play Tears of the Kingdom instead? I don't know. It's just relaxing to ride around in the first game and soak in all the atmosphere. Same with Skyrim. I have over 1,000 hours in that game, and sometimes I just turn the HUD off and wander in random directions. I'm not trying to do any quests or achieve any milestones. I'm just existing. When I was a kid, I replayed a lot of games for different reasons. Most of the time when I played a new game, it was because I got it for Christmas or it was my birthday. So I'd be laying there on my bed squinting at my Game Boy Advance because I had the OG one that didn't have the backlight, and I'd be playing Legacy of Goku again for the 8th time. I recently went back and replayed this game on one of my retro handhelds, and oh yeah, I swear those level 1 wolf mobs can kiss my ass. I must have been like a masochist or something as a kid, because this game grabbed up my rose-tinted glasses, crumpled them up, and tossed them out the window. I understand that nostalgia plays a huge role in us having these comfort games, but like I said, I think it goes deeper than that, because I've had that feeling with games that I've never even played before. When I was really big into Game Pass, one of the games I found myself replaying and having this feeling with was Hi-Fi Rush. Every time I would boot up this Devil May Cry meets Guitar Hero and start playing again, I found myself grinning from ear to ear and rocking back and forth to the music. I ended up growing this personal connection with this game that I have no childhood memories of. But in those moments, I imagined my 12-year-old self with a PS2 controller in his hand playing Hi-Fi Rush on a CRT. It made me wonder, what even is nostalgia? This is why I'm always fighting with myself back and forth on whether or not I should be playing something new or going back to something I'm familiar with. If I never played anything new, I wouldn't have discovered Hi-Fi Rush, but if I don't give myself a break every now and then and play one of my comfort games, I start feeling burnout and forget why I fell in love with gaming in the first place. It's kind of like outlining a script for a YouTube video, and if I don't force myself to keep going, I run the risk of getting writer's block. But if I don't go back and reinforce my central idea, this whole segment becomes a tangent about why live service is ruining gaming or something like that. Trust me, I read the comments. Just know, I am working on it. Whether you're relaxing, taking a trip down memory lane, or trying to become a skilled player in the newest multiplayer game so that you can brag to all your friends, a comfort game can mean something to different people depending on who you ask. Now, even though I don't play multiplayer games much anymore, I can't discount the social aspect they have. Some of my best gaming experiences were hopping into a Discord server with a group of friends and scavenging for supplies in Project Zomboid. I remember one of my friends got bit by a zombie and he was trying to keep it a secret from the rest of the group, so he locked himself in the bathroom and we huddled around the door trying to talk him into coming out. And the whole time we had our weapons ready to gang up on him as soon as he opened the door. It was hilarious. Or this time when my friend convinced me to download Warzone. Now mind you, I haven't played COD in such a long time, like since the Xbox 360, so I was out of the loop. But it was so fun when we got the helicopter. He called it the meme copter because we would rain down hellfire on the people while blaring the most cringe anime music ever. Then there's Factorio. Listen, do yourself a favor and never play this game. We used to call it Cracktorio because once it got its hooks into you, you forgot to eat and you just no longer sleep like at all. When you're not playing Factorio, the only thing on your mind is improving your factory. We had hundreds of science labs just daisy-chained all together, and our factory caused so much pollution that it started to destroy the ecosystem around it, which pissed off the local population. It was just this constant barrage of insectoid aliens just throwing themselves at our defenses, and if they break through your walls, they start destroying everything. And it becomes this mad dash of trying to repair everything and get your factory up and running again. Holy shit, this game was insane. Everything from Rust to playing Tabletop Simulator, these multiplayer games kind of became my hangout spot with friends when I wasn't at work. Sadly though, after the lockdowns were lifted, we all went back to work and became too busy to really hang out much anymore. This was around the time I had my daughter, and this is funny. I remember having her in the cradle right next to me as I was playing Shadows Die Twice for the first time and trying so hard not to scream at the TV and wake her up. Imagine changing diapers in between getting slapped by Ishin's final phase. That's another one of my comfort games, by the way, because I'm just a dirty little masochist. See what I mean about going off on a tangent? Look, the whole point of this video is this. If you're sitting there staring at your backlog and nothing seems to stand out to you, but you really wish you could go back and start a new farm on Stardew Valley or another New Game Plus in Dark Souls, maybe you got that urge to paint the walls with some demon gibs in Doom, then do it. Why put these arbitrary restrictions on yourself if it's just gonna ruin the enjoyment of a game that might have been one of your favorite games if you just would have waited for the right time to play it? If you want to boot up a retro game and live like it's 1998 again, who's stopping you? Live those childhood memories of grabbing those Nintendo 64 cartridges off the shelves at Blockbuster and getting pissed off when you get home because some other kid deleted your save file on Ocarina of Time. Hit up that buddy that you haven't talked to in a while and ask him if he wants to play some Helldivers 2 or something. My best memories weren't playing Devil May Cry for the first time. They were pulling my PS2 out of the closet and playing Devil May Cry for the 20th time. Let me know down in the comments what games you're replaying or what games you're thinking of replaying. Because everybody has that one, maybe few games that they just get so immersed in, the controller just melts away. Everybody has that comfort game. Thanks for watching. Bye.